Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. If you've just found me, thanks for coming along, and if you have been coming all along to my channel, thank you for coming back. I appreciate that very much, and I appreciate all of you who may just now be joining me. We are on a Monday, which, as you know, is Margarete Monday, and we're going to be doing the Margarete 52-week collage challenge, and we are on week 32. This year is just marching right along. So let's get started on this one. Go to hashtag 2025 CWP32 for finding others who are doing collages with these prompts, and you can see what others have done with these particular prompts. These are from Margarete Miller. Her Etsy shop is Mellow Miller, and you can purchase the prompts there. And she also has a YouTube. It's called Margarete Miller, I think. Okay, so let's see what we need. We need something that hangs on a wall, something textured like embossed or raised paper, something in shades of blue, something with wheels, a picnic item, and a hinge or a flap. So I am making a little interactive collage this week. So let's get started on it. As always, my coaster here ready for work. So first thing I'm going to do is put this on, and it says something that hangs on a wall. This is from this piece of wallpaper, and wallpaper hangs on the wall, so that is my background. So we'll get that down first. Get my glue here. This one is I like this one. I like the colors in this one and everything. This is a pre-pasted paper. Let me just give you a hint. If you're using paper, wallpaper, that is pre-pasted in your journals, if you have not backed it with something, you will possibly wind up with your page, your wallpaper page, sticking to the next page, because it is pre-pasted. If it is pre-pasted, any little bit of moisture will moisten that backing enough. And you can see this one, you can tell is pre-pasted. All of them are not as easy to tell, but this one you can tell because it's kind of a satiny, a little bit shiny surface. And if I wet that with my finger, it would become a little sticky and tacky. So just keep in mind that, because I do use wallpaper samples in my journals as pages sometimes. And if you do that, be careful. I usually back mine with, you can back it with a napkin, and I just use the regular decoupage glue or whatever to back, you know, whatever I'm going to put on the back of this, because it doesn't matter. Then you're going to be activating the glue, but you're also going to have a better glue for your purposes if you use your collage mediums or whatever. So I usually will back those wallpaper pieces that I'm going to put in my journal as pages or whatever with a napkin. I have a roll of Tim Holtz tissue, which is the way you bought his tissue, his collaging tissue. When he first came out with them, they came in a roll, kind of like wax paper. And you just pulled it off the roll, and it had a little serrated edge, just like wax paper. And that's what I use because it's a big sheet. It's about 9 inches by however long the roll is. So that's what I usually use to back mine. And it's just a, you know, a collaged black and white which usually fits most journals. So I didn't get this quite where my mark for my circle was. So let's erase that edge. So that's just my suggestion. Having been in the wallpaper business, I kind of know how it reacts and what will happen. Now, if it's an older paper or one that is not pre-pasted, if it is from a sample book, it does not have paste on it. So you're good with anything that's actually from a wallpaper sample book. They did not put paste on those. Okay, so that is something that hangs on the wall. My texture is going to be this. As you can see, it's like quilted. I just tore off a piece. I tore it off from here. And this is, I tore it from here. This is from a candy bar or something like that. Something that had to do with candy. That's what this is from. I'm just going to use a little bit of it right over here, but I'm not going to put it down yet. Okay, then I have, this is shades of blue. The background has got, because that's blue on cream in the background, so that's shades of blue. I've got my embossed paper. My something with wheels is going to be this guy. The picnic item is going to be lemons, because if you have iced tea, at least in the South, you will probably put lemons in it. And I also have this little bee, which also might join you on a picnic. So that's going to be what I'm considering picnic items. That could be a stretch. And then we need a hinge or a flap. So what I'm going to do is make this image be a flap. And it's going to flip up. So I have made this little flip up card to go right here. That this image is going to go on. So that's going to be my flap. So let's get started with that. And let's see. I'm going to go ahead and glue this. This is from Daphne's Diary. And the bee and the lemon is from, all of those are from Daphne's Diary magazine. I don't know. I think it was the spring edition. The second edition. What does it come out every 2 months or so, I think. So it was what I would consider the spring edition. And so we're just going to stick this right up here, right along there, right along there. And I am going to cut out the bottom of this to match the bottom of the picture. And I am going to cut out both layers. It might look good to not cut out layers. Let me try something first. How about we do a little rounding of the corner first. And let's see how that might work and how that might look. And then maybe I'll leave that on there. For layering a little more interest. Okay. No, I can't do that. Well, I could do that. So this is going to go like this. This is my flap. The lemon, I want to go right next to here, and I am going to have it overlap this corner. I'm going to have to back this on something a little heavier because this part of the lemon right here is going to be holding my flap down. So I need something a little stiffer so that it will do that. And I'll just glue here and here so it can just tuck in there and keep my flap closed. I think I'll leave that on the bottom, at least for right this moment. while I've got to put that lemon on something a little stiffer. So I've got these little, I have these little oval things I bought. I think it was that Tuesday morning. These ovals, they were already pre-cut into oval shapes. And I had a whole little package of those. And I use those for little things like this that I need to back or whatever. Just because it's easy. And I don't waste a big piece of paper. So let's get this on here. Hope this works. I haven't obviously figured it out exactly because I would have had to have glued everything down to do that. So I hope that this will work like I want it to. I've used things, you know, various things along the way in my journal making that I use as closure for a flap like that. So, and this is pliable enough that I can lift this up and slide it in. I hope. That's my hope. So we shall see how that works. So I'm just going to cut around this lemon again. Could have waited, but I didn't know what I was going to do because as I was putting this together, I couldn't figure out what in the world, how am I going to get something with wheels on this? I have such a small surface. And I figured it out. But I cut this out before I figured it out because I didn't have any idea what I was going to use and whether or not this was what I wanted to use. But it was the best thing I could find. I would have liked to have used a picnic basket or something. I even thought about using ants because ants would be an item at a picnic whether you wanted them to be there or not. Same with the bee. They'll show up whether you want them or not. I'm trying to hold this for you to see, but I also need to be able to see it myself. And that's kind of hard to do. Okay, I think I got it though. I'm gonna make this be a cracked egg with a chicken sticking out of it. A baby chick. Okay. Now I am going to take my yellow. I have a yellow marker, Sharpie marker here. And I'm going to take it and run along the edge of this. I hope. Oh, it might not work because it's not a... that's not going to work. It's not a brush tip, but I think I have one. Hold on. Nope. I used to have a brush tip. It might not be any good anymore. I threw it away. No, maybe this is it. Let's see. Is that it? No, that's a micron. Yeah, no, this is a brush tip. I do have a yellow brush tip. It's a micron. So I do have a yellow brush tip. Which will make that much easier to color around it. I just wanted that because I couldn't get real close with that cardboard. I have misplaced, I think I said before, I have misplaced my little black fussy cut scissors. The scissors, they were like this. They were sort of like this, but they were black. They weren't quite like that. That's a poor substitute, I must say. But I don't know what to do with them. They weren't, I thought I accidentally brushed them off into the trash. I thought I had lost them in you know, among my other tools, and they didn't get put back in the right place. Had my husband come in, see if he could find them. He couldn't find them. I have no idea where these scissors went, and I got them at Tuesday morning a while back, and I'm really just very sad about that because they were my favorites. Okay, so this is going to go like up here like this. Like that. And that's going to be my closure, I hope. I may have to not glue it down here just to make sure I can get it in and out. This is going to go in here, just like this. This, I'm going to cut out the middle of that part, or I'm going to just cut that off altogether and do lines with a marker. Probably that's what I'm going to do. Then, so do I want, let's move that up. Do I want this bottom part to be, I don't think I do. So we're going to cut this out around this. Ow, my thumb gets stuck. I have arthritis and my thumbs are bigger than they should be and kind of crooked because of the arthritis. And that makes it a little bit hard because it gets stuck in the scissors, in the handle of the scissors. Yeah, I think I want this cut out. I originally thought that I did, but I wasn't sure. But I do, just because that's kind of distracting to me. And I wanted this to fit a little further over, and I can put it a little further over if I don't have that corner right there. We're going to do that like that. And this is just, I just want a little bit of that because I don't need much. And I'm going to, yes, let me show you that, because now I'm hoping that I'll be able to pull that out and put it back in. Okay, I think I'll be able to do that. So this is how I want this to be. Let's move it over just a little bit. So I'm going to go ahead and put this down, this piece down. And then I'll show you where, you probably have figured it out, but the guy, the little monkey on wheels, is going to go right in here. He's a little tall, but he can bend. So he's going to go right in there, just by his little self. So let's get this one down. And this is also another shade of blue. So we have the lady who has on a pale blue. And we have the background, which is navy blue. So I have several different shades of blue going on, but her dress, her dress and hat and all is the main different shades of blue. It said something in shades of blue, so her clothing is in shades of blue. Okay, so that's going right there, just like that. Just like that. And I took this, it was white along the edge, like this one. I took this blue marker, which is more navy, right here, and did around the edge of that so it would show up a little bit more. I thought about doing a blue Stabilo, which I have right here, but because I was putting the lemon right up next to it, that wasn't really going to work so well. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and I started to do a magnet on this too, but you know, I thought, I'll use the lemon. I'll use the lemon to close it. So let's get the little guy on wheels inside here. Just I had to, I was at the very, very end of my big bottle of art glitter glue, which is what I'm using. And I wanted to, you know, it's expensive, so I wanted to get it all out, right? So I had to put a little water in it, and it's a little waterier than I'd like for it to be. Because to even get it to come out, I had to put a little water on it. In it. On it. Not on it, but in it. Okay, let's get him in here. Just like that. Just like that. And he's the something with wheels. And if he had a kid, if you had a child, this might also be here at the picnic and would be a picnic item, because it depends on who is having the picnic as to what the items might be. Because some people might have wine, some people might have hot dogs, and some people might have chicken, grilled chicken, you know, it's whatever. So it depends on who's having the picnic as to what item is a picnic item. So I'm considering the lemons because we drink sweet tea, sweet iced tea in the South. I do not use lemon in my tea, but a lot of people do. So that's what I'm going with. Okay, this sort of looked like a honeybee hive. You know, the honeybee where they make the honey. So I thought, because it looked like that, I thought I would rub a little bit of, not that one, this mustard seed or fossilized amber. I have to test. See which one will do the best and look the best. So we'll do it on a test sheet on this right here. To give it a little more yellow tinge, not be so white. And see if that works. What does that look like? Does it look okay or does it not look okay? We'll find out. Okay, that's all right. It's a little more mustardy, even though it's called fossilized amber. This one's a little more yellow. I like the yellow part better. We're going to do that just because, well, I say we are. Let's stick that under there and see how that looks. See if we like that look. Or if that makes it too busy. Do you see? What do you think? Or do I want it to just be white? Less is sometimes better. It's less obtrusive. Doesn't show as much. I do like the lighter. I like the lighter yellow. The other is more golden, so I like it. And I could also do it with let's try that with one of these blending brushes. Let's try that, see what that does. Makes it a little more solid. So do we like that? Is that too much lemon? Too much lemon. Could be too much lemon. Yeah, I think that's too much. I think I'm going to leave it white. I just wanted to kind of see what that would do. Let's rub this off, because I use these brushes for all colors. I don't have a brush for every color. I just rub them off and then they might mix with the other colors. I don't think I'm gonna do any yellow on this. Got a little bit on it right there. How did I do that? I don't know how I did that, but let's see if we can get that off. It'll be all right. Okay, I want to put this right at the edge down here. Just like that. I want this to be under it, meeting it up right there. And here's my little bee. So I don't want much of this, because I'm only putting this because you got to have it. Or, because I think I have everything else, I wouldn't have to have it. But you know me, I want to have it. I want everything. So we're going to go ahead and put this down right along here. I'm going to go ahead and glue it down there, because that's where I want it to be. Take this off. I want to go ahead and cut that off. Yeah, I don't know how that's going to look. Cut on the edge right there, but matters not. That's what's happening. So I got me a little interactive collage today. Wow, that doesn't want to cut. Why not? There we go. I think I have glue. I get glue on my scissors all the time because I'm always cutting something before it's dried, because that's who I am. I don't wait. I should wait. I go wash them every now and then my husband sharpens them for me. So all is well. Okay, so we got that little piece on there. So I just needed a little bit. I'm going to go ahead and glue it underneath here because nothing's going under it. So let's get this down. Just like that. Okay, that's good. Now, let's get this in place. This kind of hung over a little bit. Let me do my little... This is actually a distressing thing for, you want to make your edges. Okay, I'm going to have to, that's what I was afraid of. I'm going to have to glue around that edge right there. This is one to come up. And it's the backing of this textured paper is separating from the front along that edge right there. It's probably doing it right here too. Yep. So I need to get that glued back down. And then I'm not worried about the rest of it because the lemon will cover that up mostly. Okay, so I need to move this up enough, just like that. I hope this will work and work for a while. It might not work forever, but work for a while anyway. So I need to go straight down from here, straight down from here, and leave that part open. So that I can open this up. Okay, that should do it. I'm just pushing this right up to the edge of the picture because that's a straight edge, and I'm just pushing it right up next to the edge because that's how I wanted it to be on there. I can go back and put a little glue here if I think I need to. I don't know if I will or not, but I can kind of do it like that and open that up That's my hinge or my flap. Okay, that's pretty good. I think I do need to put a little bit right under here. Right along there. To make that hole just a little bit better. This one's taking a little longer. It's a little more to it. Okay, now I am going to cut out. I left the trail on this bee just so you could see what I'm going to do, because I'm going to do that same thing, but I'm going to do it with a pen, a marker. So let me get my black. There it is. And let me cut off. See, he's got a little stinger on there. I'm leaving the stinger. There we go. And then he's going to go here. And I'm going to leave, his wings are white inside, but I'm not going to cut them out because that's too fine. If I cut it out, there should be nothing left. So we're just going to leave it like that. And I'm going to put this up here, because he also might be part of the picnic. Like I said, part of the picnic, but part of the picnic you don't want him to be a part of, but he might be a part of it anyway. Then we're going to make his flight pattern here. I've done this so many times with scrapbooking. I used to scrapbook a lot. I was making my lines a little too close together there. Gotta make these heavier so you can see them. There, can you see the flight pattern? There we go. That's good. That's pretty good. I got my flight pattern a little too close together right there. Wasn't paying attention. Okay. Now I'm going to ink around the edge a little bit. Not much, just a little bit. As I'm doing on all of them. Just like that. And there we are. Okay, so I need to undo this and bend it down this way a little bit so it won't pop up so much. Yeah, that'll do better. Okay. Now, let's go over the prompts. Okay, something that hangs on the wall is my background is a piece of wallpaper. Something textured like embossed or raised paper. I have this paper, which doesn't look as raised now that it's glued down, but it is embossed. It's from a candy package. Something in shades of blue. Well, the background is in mostly navy, but her dress and hat is in shades of blue. Something with wheels. So we take our image and open it up, which is our hinge or flap, and we have something with wheels on the inside. Then this is fastened down with a picnic item, which I'm considering a lemon, because you might also make lemonade, as well as just have sliced lemon to go in your sweet tea if you're on a picnic. And then that was my hinge or flap. That is my collage for this week. I like this one. I like the interactive part of this one. And I hope you like it as well. Let me know what you think about this one. I almost used this image, but I really wanted it all to blend in. So it would have been like this. I really wanted it all to blend in a little more than that would have. Is the reason I didn't use that one. I really liked this image. I liked the Art Deco feel of this one more than that one. They both came from the Art Deco page in Daphne's Diary. But I liked this image the best. And it had shades of blue. Okay, that is my collage for this week. Thank you guys for coming along. I appreciate you all very, very much. If you've just found my channel, welcome. And I hope you enjoyed this video. Hit the like button if you did. Any of you, hit the like button if you liked this video. And hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. And you'll see further videos from me. So I will leave you for now. And we'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching. Bye.